In this final section of the holidays tutorials, we're going to do a little bit of fire drilling. And, really what that means and what I've meant by that is it's really about workflow. Um, we've already, of course, talked about how to prepare all your reports, how to enter in data, but we haven't really discussed how to quickly access that data and particularly right around October or so, uh, you may start having meetings, with your executive producers, and they're going to want to know as quickly as you can get the data to them. Uh, the history of different people at different companies and what gifts were given in past years and what the positions of those people at those companies were, and that has always been, the part of this task that has been the most difficult because it's really hard to keep track of all of that, and that is what this section of the database really is designed to do. Of course, it's going to send out your mailing labels for your t-shirts and track your t-shirts and your invitations and all of that, but the most, hopefully the most useful aspect of this is going to be a tool for you and Tom and Lauren, at you as executive assistants, and Tom and Lauren, to be able to make decisions about what gifts are going to what people and who gets invitations, and those decisions are made based on past history. Now, I can show you a little bit of that workflow as best that I can now, but because there is not a lot of past history, really no history earlier than 2014 in the database, and even 2014 at this point that I'm making the video is not fully completed. I can show you the tools that you will use in your workflows to be able to quickly find the information you need, and I'm going to suggest ways to do that as efficiently as possible, so that when you're in those meetings and you're trying to decide who goes on the gift list and the invite list, and who gets level 1 gifts and who gets t-shirts, and etc., etc., you're going to be able to quickly answer the questions that Tom and Lauren may have about, now what did this person get last year, and what have we been giving them in general, and what kind of gifts have we been giving, to company A or company B. All right. And we talked about these green buttons in a previous video, and you notice there's a few little things I've added to it now, and that's going to give you a little bit more information. And I've also given you this set holiday year button or selector. Okay, so this selector works in coordination with the calculations that come up with these numbers. Now, what are these numbers? Well, on the left, the numbers in black are going to tell you, and if you hover over, it'll say 2 company records eligible for gift invite in the 2014 holiday season. Okay, so for this person, Marco Brazaz, excuse me, he's got 2 somewhere. He's got 2 eligible companies. The number 1 tells us that there is 1 existing gift invite record for 2014 for Marco, okay, at this point. Now, that's all the information I can get looking at this view, but that does sort of give you a little metadata, a little overview at a glance. When I click on the green button, I get the full record of Marco, and you can notice now I've added another little list up here so that you can see what those 2 eligible employment histories for Marco are in 2014. You can also change that selector. This selector here is the same as this selector here. Okay, so you can change to a different year, 2013. You can see he has no eligible companies in 2013. I'll go back over to 2014, and he has those two again. Now you can see also here the number 1, it says he does have one existing record for 2014 in the holiday table, and here it is right here. It's a t-shirt, but notice that nothing has been selected here. He has an inactive company that is eligible for a gift. He's currently inactive because at Sundance the end date was September 1st and it's November, so he's inactive, but he's still eligible. You could choose to give him a gift or an invitation based on this record, employment history, and he has one active that he's currently active at AMC. Okay, now if you leave this blank and you go over to print mailing labels and invitations or any other reporting that needs an address, because you have not told the database what of which of his employment histories you want this t-shirt to be associated with, there will be no direct work address for it to draw from, and therefore it's going to default to this person's home address. And remember, if he doesn't have a home address, then all it's going to print is his name. Okay, so that is one very important reason why you need to select. If you want to associate a gift t-shirt with one of his companies, then you need to select it. If you wanted to just send it to his home and have it be sort of not directly related to any of his companies, then that's a choice, and so leave it blank and it'll just go to his home address. Okay, but let's take a look over here. I'm going to close this for a second just because I don't have enough room. If you have a bigger monitor, you can keep both these windows open at the same time and make your workflow a little easier. I'm going to go over to holidays, and there are no gifts showing up for AMC, but we know, right, that Marco here has a gift. He's got a t-shirt. It's not showing up because we haven't made that selection. If I select AMC and go over to holidays, now his gift shows up as being tied to this company. And likewise, if I had selected his other company, then it wouldn't show up here. It would show up in whatever other company we selected for him. So when you go over finally to your holiday summary and you're ready to do your reporting and you want to sort out everybody and separate them out by companies, and Tom and Lauren are asking you, what gifts are we giving to AMC this year, and what gifts are we giving to ABC, and what gifts are we giving to Endemol, or whoever it might be, you're going to only see those people listed over in the holidays summary report if you have made those selections and associated them with their companies. So you need to do that if you want that result. All right, now let's take a look over here at, let me mention one other thing to you. And probably a little better to show you with the authentic record, because there's a little bit more data here. Let's look at my record here. Here's my record as the database manager, and we're set to 2014, and it says here I've got 2 eligible companies in 2014, and we see that I have 2 gifts so far on record for that year. Here underneath this is my job as a segment producer. Now remember, when you're in the company's form view and you're looking at a list of all of the contacts, this is not really a contact list so much as it is a list of jobs, right? These are employment histories. So you may get, like this, people showing up more than once. You're going to see every employment history of every person at this company, right? So this one is inactive. You could filter it and just say show me the active, or I could, show me just the inactive. But remember that just because someone is inactive currently, their current status may be inactive, doesn't mean that they were not eligible at some point during 2014 or whatever year you have selected. But in this case, I'm inactive, and I'm also, this particular job, this particular employment history was not eligible for a gift in 2014, and so these numbers go away. I still have access to the button because I may want to just pop open that record, but whenever there's nothing showing here, that means that this particular employment history is not eligible for the year that you've selected. So if I go back over to 2013, since there's not much data in the system at this point, all of these, there's no 2013 data for any of these people. They're not eligible. I do have a little bit of 13 data, so my segment producer becomes available in 2013, and my database manager was also available in 2013, so I get this information on both of these records. And it's identical, because it's both referring to the same contact. So these numbers will be identical, but if I click on this, and now because I've set, these are interchangeable, right? So I can set the year here, I can set it, and all of this recalculates, and this recalculates as well, because this is just another place to change the same field. So I could set it back to 2013, this stuff changes, and this stuff changes. I can filter, this is just a filter, right? I could filter this, just so I'm only looking at the gifts for a particular year. And I can say show all, and now I get this. Alright, now when I'm over in holidays, I get the same information, but remember, I don't have access to everybody at Authentic from here. From this view, I'm only seeing people that have a gift in whatever year I choose. So I'm going to go to 2014 here. Right, this is I'm going to filter by 2013, 2014. Right, so remember this selector controls the calculations for these numbers. It tells you what you need to know based on whatever year. So this tells me how many eligible companies and how many gifts in the year I select. This is simply a filter for the full list of all of the holiday records for Authentic Entertainment or whatever company you happen to be on. Okay, so in terms of workflow, these little green buttons are going to help you out a lot. If you're, if someone comes into the office, to your office, and says, hey, it's the middle of July, and they say, hey, let's make sure that, we just had a good meeting with Stewie Griffin, and we want to make sure that he gets an invitation to the party at Christmas time. So go ahead and put him on the party list. All right, it's the middle of July, but oops, yeah, we're going to find Stewie. Go over to his holidays, and we're going to say, 2015, we're going to put him on the party list, and if he has a company, then we're going to select it, and we're going to say yes or yes plus one. And now, that's done. And so if you build that sort of list of gifts and party invitations as the year progresses, and as thoughts come up from Tom and Lauren or whoever wants to add someone to your holiday list, you can be building this throughout the entire year. And when it's time to finally kind of compile all this stuff at the beginning of holiday season, you've got a lot of your work already completed for you, right? You just have to kind of go through and do your final additions. So that's one little bit of workflow. But then when it's finally time to, check on your finalized list, well, you can work in two basic places. I would say, you want to work in your summary view once you've got most of your list built, and you most likely are going to want to be sorting this by year and by company. And this is a quick view to see all of the people broken down by the companies and where their gifts are, because remember, in this view, people can show up multiple times. This is a view from the holidays table. So it's going to show every single instance of every record, every line of every time you've made an entry in anybody's record in the holiday table. So if I added a gift and a t-shirt to one and an invitation to another, all at Authentic, and then a fourth, at a different company for the same person, then that person's going to show up however many times, however many records that you created. So, you can do a search for me at this point, Philip Jaffe. And now I'm going to get all of my years, and then I can do a sort by company, year, contact. And you can say, well, what is Philip Jaffe's entire holiday history? Well, there it is. In 2014, Authentic Entertainment, he's got these two records. He's getting a T-shirt and the employee gift, and he's not invited to the party with that record. And also, he's getting a holiday card. In 2013, he got the employee gift and he was invited to the party. Right? That's easy enough. And then if I were to go back over to my work history, and let's just say in 2012, well, we can't do 2012, let's say 2015, I got this ABC Family, and I got a t-shirt, and I got a level 1 gift, and I got a yes plus 1 to the party, right? Now when I go back over there and I do that find again for Philip Jaffe, and then I do that sort by year and then company and contact. Now, or actually you may want to do it by company and then year and contact. Either way, now I can see ABC Family 2015 and everything, and then Authentic Entertainment 2014, 2013. Or, you do it the other way and you just get years first. So in 2015 there was ABC Family, in 2014 there was Authentic, and then in 2013 there was an Authentic. So that's one way to look at it. For, if Tom and Lauren say, show me, what did we give this person? What's that person's entire gift history in every place that he's ever been, right? And then, say it's 2014 and you're trying to figure out what gifts to give, you can pop up this little button and you can say, well, Tom and Lauren, Philip has worked at these two companies this year, and, this is his entire gift history here, and this is what we've got for him so far this year. All right, and they can say, oh, well, wait, he's not getting a party invitation. He should be getting a party invitation. But we want to send that party invitation to him at ABC Family. So you can say, okay, no problem, ABC Family, and we'll send the party invitation to him right there. And that's done, right? And so now I just need to do that find again, because once I've done a find, it's sort of in stone until I re-find it. And then I do the sort again by company and year. And I always want to do that. Yeah, that's right. Actually, I think I prefer, just for me, I like the year and company. I keep forgetting. So 2015, 2014. So now I'm looking at 2014, and I've got ABC Family here as well, and Authentic. So I've got all of that in 2014. So that's one way to deal with things. And then when you're building lists, they may want to say, well, what about just a company? Show me everybody at ABC Family. And if you're in... Now I can see everyone that shows up there, and there's different years here, so I can then, say, if I'm doing it just by company, I could say, show me everyone at Authentic in 2014, right? That's an easy one. That one's actually already built in, I believe, over here. I can just say Authentic only 2014, right? That's going to give me the exact same result. So, you just kind of work your way around the system, learn how these things, play around with it, figure things out, If we come back over to the company side, and we go over to, let's see here, the form view of Authentic, or anyone else, and they can just say, well, you know what, let's look at a full company here, let's look at Endemol. Oh, well, you have to spell it, right? Let's do that find again. Endemol. Find. All right, I get 9 different Endemals here. So let me look at the list view here of Endemal. Right, now remember that if I'm over in Holiday Summary, I'm only going to, if I do a find for Endemal here, I'm only going to get the stuff that's already been entered in the system. If the gifts aren't there yet, they're not going to show up in the summary. So that's why you would want to be over in the form view. And now you can walk through the different Endemals and see who works there. And here are all these people at Endemal. And now I can just go right down and they can say, oh yeah, let's see here. You can even sort it, by title. Let's just look at the executives, or if there are multiple people in different jobs, right? And so I can just say, okay, well, tell me about this person. Well, he's got 3 eligible companies this year. We haven't given him any gifts yet this year. Let's see what's going on there. He's eligible at these 3 companies. And we don't have a gift for him yet, so maybe we want to add one. And I'm just going to, 2014. And it looks like these 2 are inactive, and this one is active. And you can see those start and end dates here as well. So his most recent is the Fox Broadcasting one, but maybe you want to send a Christmas card or something to him. Yeah, maybe he still has an office at Endemal. I don't know, but maybe he's got 2 active. Maybe these 2 were both active at the same time, and you may decide, well, let's send him a holiday card at his office at Endemal, and let's send him the party invitation or a T-shirt at his office at Fox Broadcasting. That's all available to you as well. All right, I think I've talked your ear off for the total sum of all of these tutorials is probably over a couple of hours worth of time, which I really do appreciate you taking the time to pay attention to all this stuff. I've probably it's probably a bit of overkill at this point, and so I'm just going to close, and I'm just going to let you know that I'm always available. If you have questions, please get in touch. Email, jabber, chat, telephone, whatever. And of course, IT is always there to help you guys out as well. But I really want some feedback this year about how this stuff worked, what you liked, what you didn't like, what was hard for you to do that you needed to do that you couldn't figure out a way to do. Let me know so that next year we can make even better improvements. And I hope you guys have a really happy holiday season, and take care, and we'll be talking again soon.